Y'all, hey, I am headed out and about, or oot and a boot, as our friendly neighbors to the north would say. And I figured I would take y'all with, on account of I have some things to tell you about, and I thought this was the perfect time to do that. So first of all, we got to run to Dunkin Donuts because, y'all, Dunkin Donuts has done me dirty. I am a Dunkin Donuts girl. Y'all, I drink Dunkin Donuts coffee. Check this out. They are shooting a movie in our neighborhood, and apparently they think that it's okay to act this way. They have this truck parked just in the middle of the damn street. Like, oh, folks will drive around. Oh, look what they're doing. They're cleaning out the pooper. Yep. This is the kind of mess we're dealing with, y'all. In case you think it would be cool to have a movie filmed in your neighborhood. Anyway, all right, so Dunkin Donuts. I'm a Dunkin Donuts girl. I buy Dunkin Donuts coffee by the pound and I brew it at my house. I drink 8 cups of coffee a day, so I stay stocked up on Dunkin Donuts coffee. Well, I went the other day, I ordered on, not online, but in the app, and go pick it up at the drive-thru because going inside's a little peepee. Well, I went the other day, hang on, sorry. I moved my camera because I got myself all worked up. That's what happens when you get yourself all worked up over nothing. I went the other day to pick up my coffee, and this has happened before. On the app, you can't mark beans or ground, so they just decide which one they think you want and just give it to you in your bag. So I have learned that you have to check. Let me slow down. I should learn I shouldn't drive and fuss because I get to driving too fast. I've learned that you have to check and make sure that it's not beans. So I ordered 6 pounds of regular coffee and 2 pounds of the holiday roast. So the holiday roast was ground, but the other was beans. So I waited, got the girl's attention and said, can I get ground instead of beans? She said, oh, we don't carry ground in the store. Y'all, I buy ground coffee in that store. I mean, I don't know how often, but every time I run out. And she looked at me like I had 3 heads when I said, well, I buy it here all the time. She said, well, when's the last time you bought it here? Last time I ran out of coffee. So we got into this little kind of, it was this young girl, probably, I don't know, 19 years old. So we got into this little semi-altercation about whether or not I bought ground coffee at that store. And she said, well, I've never seen it here. And I was like, I bought it here last time I bought, which, and I didn't know how long ago that was. She said, well, when's the last time you bought it here? I said, I don't know, a month and a half ago. And it was probably a little longer ago than that. And she said, well, I've been working here 3 months and I've never seen it here. So I channeled my inner away girl. Y'all, if you're not following Away Girl vlogs, do so. She's amazing. She and her sister, Kimberly, just lost their mom, so send a little prayer up for them. But I channeled my inner away girl, who I was recently watching one of her old videos in which she had gone to a drive-thru, wanted to change her order and said to herself, don't make this drive-thru person's day worse than it is. So I channeled Amy and I said, all right, calm down. So I ended up going inside, and by the time I got inside, she had talked to her manager who was trying to help, and they ordered me they were going to make a special addition to their normal order and get me some ground coffee, which is fabulous. So now I have to go back and pick up my ground coffee. But y'all, that's not sustainable. And now my Dunkin Donuts is no longer carrying my ground coffee. I know, that's like first level first world problems, right? Not even just regular first world problems. But so anyway, I know, that was so ridiculous, I even stopped myself mid-sentence. I know that grinding your own beans makes better coffee, so I'm going to get myself a grind and brew coffee maker. It's on the list. Probably gonna look on Black Friday and see what kind of deals they have. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to the Dunkin Donuts, and y'all, that's probably part of the problem, is I'm probably being haunted by the gods of the Dunkin Donuts because they're called Dunkin now, not Dunkin Donuts, and I still say Dunkin Donuts, so I'm probably being haunted and being cursed because I used the wrong name and I'm going the wrong way. Where am I going? Anyway, so I have to do that, and I need to run to the Walmart and pick up some things. I'm going to make chicken pot pie soup. I know we made like a version of a chicken pot pie last week. We made that chicken bubble up, but y'all, can you see? Yeah, you can see out my window. It is rainy and cold and yicky outside, and I'm gonna make some soup. So I'm gonna make some chicken pot pie soup, and I need to get some stuff for that. And I need to get a birthday card for my grandmama. So I'm gonna do that at the Walmart. And oh, y'all, we need to talk. I'm gonna break some people's hearts. I'm afraid that some of y'all have been drinking smoothies thinking that they're healthy. And some smoothies can be healthy, I will give you that. But it is easy to make some fatal mistakes when you're making your smoothies. Or worse yet, when you're buying your smoothies from retail establishments, it's easy to make some mistakes and get smoothies that are very high in calories, very, very, very high in sugar, and you're not getting the fiber that you think you're getting from these smoothies. So let me run to Dunkin Donuts and then to the Walmart, get back to the house, get unloaded, and then I'll check back in with y'all and we'll talk about smoothies and what we should not be doing and what we should be doing with our smoothies so that we're not getting a ton of calories and sugar and fat where we don't need to be. All right, so y'all, I'll check back with you in a little while. All right, y'all, we are home from running errands. I went to 3D Walmart. If when I said that in the car, you thought, oh no, she's going to 3D Walmart, she's gonna get into all kinds of trouble. I hear you. I know, I did okay. It was not awful. But anyway, we're home now. We need to talk about smoothies. And oh my, y'all, I am a hot mess. By way of explaining this mess that I have going on here, let me show you what's going on outside my house right now. Oh, hang on, you can't see outside the windows. Hang on. There we go. It is pouring down rain. The wind is blowing. I think it was hailing before. I saw a cow fly by my car. So yeah, it is nasty out. Y'all, it's so bad out. The intern was going to drive down about an hour south of here to pick up his lawn machine. He took it to have a snowblower put on it. So he was going to go pick it up today, and he has decided to wait until tomorrow. So you know things are bad when he leaves the tractor out of his sight for longer than 20 minutes, let alone overnight. Y'all, we need to talk about smoothies. I truly think that smoothies are not as healthy as y'all think they are. And here's why I think that. A lot of people think that smoothies are an easy and convenient way to get their fruits and vegetables in. And y'all, they're easy and convenient, but they are not a good alternative to actually chewing your food. While it's true they do contain fruits and vegetables, they often also contain fruit juice, which can add to lots of sugar. Some places also use fruit puree in place of actual fresh fruit, again concentrating the sugar. And that fruit puree has already ground out the insoluble fiber, so we're already at a deficit there. So that's definitely not healthy. If you're making your smoothies at home, they're probably healthier than the ones that you can buy at chain stores. A lot of times those places advertise added vitamins and minerals. Well, the added vitamins and minerals that they have are from supplements, right? They're from chemicals, so we know that's definitely not healthy. A lot of chains use frozen yogurt or a sorbet as the base for their smoothie and add fruits and vegetables and whatever else to that frozen yogurt or sorbet, and that base already has a lot of sugar in it. So you're getting a lot of concentrated sugar in those smoothies. So I mentioned insoluble fiber. Insoluble fiber is like that stringy bit you get in celery, and it's very beneficial. So there's soluble and insoluble fiber. When you grind your fruits and vegetables before you consume them, you're getting rid of that insoluble fiber. You still have the soluble fibers, and there's benefits in that, but you're losing the benefits of the insoluble fiber, and there's a great benefit in the combination of the two, and you're completely losing that. So when you juice or smoothie, I just made smoothie a verb. When you juicy or smoothie your fruit, you're concentrating the sugar and you're getting rid of the insoluble fiber, which is really a big part of why we eat fruits and vegetables to begin with. So how can we make smoothies healthier? One way is to use more fresh fruits and vegetables, because even though you're not getting the insoluble fiber, you're still getting vitamins and other essential elements from the fruits and vegetables. Also, again, even though you're losing that insoluble fiber, you can add other elements to your smoothie to make them healthy. Protein, carbs, and healthy fats can make a smoothie healthier. So think about maybe adding cottage cheese, chia seeds, nuts, or other sources of protein to add protein to your smoothie. Avocados and nuts are great ways to add healthy fats, and flax seeds, chia seeds, and hemp seed can add vitamins, minerals, and other antioxidants. So think about adding some of those things to the fruits and vegetables that you're putting in your smoothies, and try to stay away from anything that contains fruit that's already broken down, like sorbet or any kind of fruit puree. All right, so now that I've taken away one of your quick and easy lunch options, what are you supposed to do instead? I know, y'all. I know we're all busy. We've got very packed schedules, and sometimes you're in the car or you're in your office and you just can't go and get a salad or get a healthy lunch that's going to take you a long time to eat, or that you need like both hands to consume or a lot of space to spread out. Well, let's talk about some other options that you can use to replace those smoothies in your diet. What about soup? I know we've thought for a long time that canned soup was a pariah that we needed to get out of our pantry, but there are actually some really good options out there. Now, whether soup is healthy or not really depends on what you're looking for. There are some lower sodium, higher protein soups that might be a good option. Healthy Choice, Progresso, Amy's Organic, and y'all, believe it or not, Campbell's even has a line of healthy soups. It's called Campbell's Well Yes, and if you look at the label, Well Yes is written like this big, and Campbell's is like this big, and I think that's because the Campbell's soup that most of us think of is like that, like thick gel kind of Campbell's chicken soup that we used to have. Y'all, I'm laughing at myself. That we used to have when we were kids and we were sick. And you pour like a can of the chicken soup and then a can of water, and it's just all sodium and all that. Well, y'all, this is not your mama's Campbell's soup anymore. It's a lower sodium option that's somewhat healthy. Trader Joe's, of course, has some healthy option soups and some organic soups, as does a brand called Healthy Valley. Another option for a quick and easy snack or meal is yogurt. Again, I think that we've gotten in our heads that the yogurts that we like are high in sugar and very processed. And y'all, it doesn't have to be that way. There are some great options for yogurt out there. Now, there are still some really high sugar, very processed yogurts, so you have to be careful. And again, healthy is defined by what you're looking for. So I think one of the top things we need to look for is a label with few ingredients, right? Yogurt doesn't have to have a whole bunch of stuff in it. We're looking for low sugar and high protein. Some great options. Faye, I think that's how you say it. It looks like Faggy. Chobani has some great options. Siggi's, Siggi, I think it's pronounced Siggy or Ziggy. That one's from Iceland, y'all. Have y'all seen what people in Iceland look like? You know they're eating healthy yogurt. Wallaby also has some great options, and there's a wallaby on the label. Come on, y'all. So these are all really great options. Also, big box store brands have great options. That's what I eat, y'all. I eat a plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt. I know, stop gagging. It's kind of an acquired taste. In other words, you have to acquire the ability to palate it. But I started off eating that plain Greek yogurt with a little bit of honey in it, and then I stopped adding the honey, and now I just eat it with fresh fruit. I eat like blueberries or strawberries in it, and it's really pretty good. 3 tablespoons of that plain, no-fat Greek yogurt with fruit is 0 points. So that's part of my breakfast in the morning. So check out some plain, no-fat Greek yogurt from any of the box stores. All right, y'all, that's it. I know I've broken your hearts telling you to stop drinking your smoothies, but these are some options that you can try to work into your diet instead. And again, like we talked about the other day, it's about harm reduction. So if you drink fewer smoothies moving forward than you're drinking now, you're doing better. Or if you drink smoothies that are a little bit healthier than the ones that you've been drinking, you're doing better. And that's the point, right? All right, let me climb down off my soapbox. I'm going to go do some yoga. A friend of mine was mentioning the other day that she was all stiff and sore. And I said, hey, you should do some yoga. And I said to myself, hey, self, you should probably do some yoga too. I'm going to do some yoga and then I'm going to get dinner going. I think I told y'all in the car that I'm going to make some chicken pot pie soup. So I got the things. I forgot to get peas, but you might hear the intern in the background. He's going to cheer when he hears I forgot to get peas, because every time I put peas in something, he's like, I don't hate the peas, but they really just don't do anything for me. Forgot to get peas. There shan't be peas in my soup. But anyway, I'm going to do some yoga. I'm going to get that chicken pot pie soup going, and I will check with y'all in a little while. All right? Bye now.
There was was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date. You're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight. Don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase. So catch me if I fall.
Friends, hey, in the interest of full disclosure, I feel the need to tell you that yoga workout you just watched was yesterday. So I finished working out and I was all relaxed and stretchy. I said, all right, I will sit on the couch for 5 minutes and read my book, and then I'll get up and get the soup going. Reader friends out there, you know how that scenario goes. You read for 5 minutes, then you're going to read 5 more pages, and then 1 more chapter, and then next thing I knew, it was get up off the couch and get those pork chops in the oven or we're not eating dinner tonight. So I ended up baking pork chops. Well, I baked pork chops for the intern last night and I made some ground turkey for me, but that's all good. We woke up to this mess this morning, so I'm really glad to be making this hearty soup for dinner tonight. Today is a teaching day, so I am on my break in between classes and I'm gonna get the soup going and I'll leave it simmering on the stove while I finish teaching, and then we'll have it for dinner tonight. So I've already pre-gamed the chicken. I cut it into bite-sized pieces and then steamed it like I did when I made that chicken bubble up the other day, because like the chicken bubble up, I want this chicken to be in sort of separate bite-sized pieces, not all mushed together. So I've set the liquid that was left over from cooking that chicken aside, and I'm gonna use that in my base for the soup. Now I need to get my veggies going. I'm gonna saute some onions, celery, and carrots until they're translucent. Now, of course, all of this is going to go into the soup, so it'll continue to cook. I'm gonna turn down the heat so that I don't burn my onions. I'm gonna add some more oil and add flour, and then brown this a little bit more to make a roux, which is what I'm gonna use to thicken my soup. I'm gonna set this aside and get my broth going. I've added about 4 quarts of water to the water that was in with the chicken. And now I'm going to add some Better Than bouillon. Going to let that come to a good rapid boil and then start adding things to it. I'm going to go ahead and put in some Italian seasoning and some salt and pepper. And then once this comes to a boil, I'm going to add my roux to it. Well, the roux that's in with those vegetables. Y'all, I know this is going to cook down, so I need to stop adding seasoning to it because the flavor is going to intensify as it cooks. But oh, I want to just add all of the things all at once. All right, let's let that boil. It is starting to smell good, y'all. Excuse the dogs. I think their daddy is out there. All right, let's add those veggies and see what happens. This is a whole lot of liquid. It was a significant amount of roux, but it needs to come to a boil is one thing that needs to happen. And then I'll see how the thickening goes. I might end up adding more stuff to thicken it, but I'm gonna let it cook for a while first. Let me go ahead and add the chicken back in. I'm gonna put in some potatoes. Y'all, we'll see when this is done. It might end up being more of a chowder than a pot pie kind of soup because it's got lots of potatoes in there, so we'll see what those do. I did have some peas left over. Remember, I forgot to get peas at the Walmart, so I'll throw in the little bit of peas I have. I have a big old bag of corn, so I'm gonna throw in some frozen corn. Y'all, I almost used the smaller pot because I thought this one was gonna be crazy, but I used the big one because I thought it would look better on camera. Thank goodness I used the big one. Look how big this is. And I still need to put in some buttermilk. Well, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna let this simmer for a while. It doesn't look very thick, but y'all, it's soup, not stew. I'm gonna let it simmer. I need to grab a quick lunch and get back to work. I will let y'all see in a while what we have and let you know what I decide to do about thickening it or not thickening it. Then the last step is, you're supposed to add heavy cream. Y'all know I'm not doing that. So for the last step, I will add some of that low-fat buttermilk I have from when I made the dressing, and we'll see what we get. All right, so I'll check back with y'all in a while. Bye now. I just finished teaching y'all. I turned the soup off because I got a little nervous leaving it cooking on the stove all day unattended. So I just turned it back on to let it warm up. Let's see what we got. Ooh, that looks good. I never did add any buttermilk to it, but I think all of that potato in there, along with the roux that we put in, has broken down and thickened it up nicely. I'm not going to put any buttermilk in it. I'm going to let it heat up. Ooh, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and apologize for this light. It is dark outside, and I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I'm going to let it warm up, and we're going to have this for dinner. I was going to make some biscuits to go with it, but the intern said, no, that looks like the soup will be enough. He turned down biscuits, y'all. I'll check his temperature later. But anyway, there is our chicken pot pie soup for dinner. Y'all, thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you haven't already done so, subscribe and hit that notification bell. I upload new food and fitness videos every Monday with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.